Jeannie is the Manager of Health Promotion at the Area Agency on Aging 1B. She's been coordinating disease prevention and health promotion programs throughout the AAA 1B 6-county service region for the last 3 years. Jeannie brings 13 years of experience working with older adult populations in various healthcare settings, such as the health departments, long-term care, urgent care, and community-based services. Jeannie has a strong passion for improving the overall health and well-being of older adults, adults with disabilities, and helping family caregivers receive the support needed to thrive. Jeannie has a Bachelor's of Science degree in Public Health Education and Health Promotion, and a Master's of Science in Administration with a concentration in Health Administration from Central Michigan University. Go Chips. The webinar will be free of charge. Sorry, I'm reading more than I should have. So I will bring you and turn this over to Jeannie. And thank you for all of your interest. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to submit them in the box and we'll take them at the end. Jeannie, all yours.
All right, well, thank you for having me today. I'm really excited to share some of the resources offered by the Area Agency on Aging 1B and how you can nurture yourself by using those resources. So again, my name is Janine Roach, Manager of Health Promotion with the Area Agency on Aging 1B. So first thing I wanted to do was kind of give you an overview of what the Area Agency on Aging 1B does. To shorten the name a little bit, sometimes we refer to ourselves as AAA 1B, but there's different regions throughout the state, so I'll talk about that a little bit more. So the Area Agency on Aging 1B is a nonprofit 501c3 organization that has a rich history in supporting older adults, people with disabilities, and family caregivers, specifically our region throughout Southeast Michigan, by providing access to local programs and resources, including government-funded care programs. So after the Older Americans Act was passed in 1965, that helped us to become a major vehicle for the delivery of social and nutrition services to this group and to their caregivers. So we are part of a national network of area agencies on aging, and we are a leader in aging services in our 6-county region, and that includes Livingston County, Macomb, Monroe, Oakland, St. Clair, and Washtenaw counties. There is an area agency on aging covering every county of the United States and 16 area agencies just within Michigan. So again, we help to provide access to the services and programs that are needed for folks to remain living independently and with dignity in their homes or with family caregivers. And we provide direct care programs for seniors, along with funding and support for many other programs provided by our various community partner organizations. So I wanted to talk a little bit with you today about how an area agency on aging can help caregivers to really nurture themselves and to help you get some support for when you're going through those tough times that might be ahead of you, or maybe a challenge that you're going through right now. We know that caregivers often put themselves on the back burner, helping others and neglecting their own needs. So initially doing everything on their own before they even start to consider other options of help and support. And this is often referred to as that caregiver burnout. Caregiving can be a really tough job, and it does require a lot of support from many different areas, but it can be difficult to deal with some of those tough emotions that we have as caregivers without extra support in other areas of our lives. So family caregivers are often faced with questions on, what do I do about housing? How can I get some help with transportation to and from doctor's appointments or general errands? What if I need financial assistance to help in my caregiving role? What do the healthcare benefits cover? but it's often difficult to get clear answers on many of those things. So therefore, we have a call center designed with experts answering the phones throughout the day to help guide people to various community resources and services that they might need. And we also offer those government programs that help with in-home care. And so our expert team of staff can help you to determine what you may qualify for. So some of the other services that we provide include unbiased, free help and guidance with certified Medicare and Medicaid experts, and they help you to understand your benefits each year. We can also help with meal support through our Meals on Wheels programs that we fund in the community. If you are a caregiver right now and you are not using these resources, just think of the burden that could be lifted knowing that there's a hot, nutritious meal on the table for your loved one every day. This could give you more time in your day and lessen your workload as a caregiver. We also provide funding for adult day programs that can help to provide respite for you, and it also provides engagement for your loved ones. And we also provide support to grandparents who are raising their grandchildren. We also help caregivers to better understand how they can help their loved ones and manage their day-to-day symptoms of different chronic conditions, such as chronic pain or diabetes management, and ensuring that the home is a safe environment for their loved ones, or even for yourself to help prevent falls. We offer currently virtual and community-based workshops on many of these subjects, and they are offered at no charge to those who attend. We also offer support to caregivers through annual expos, our Family Care Expo. We offer, as Casey mentioned, our Powerful Tools for Caregivers classes, amongst some other caregiver programs, all to provide tips and support, as well as our digital newsletter that we put out. I believe that goes out on a monthly basis to help caregivers get the support that they need and the resources that they need. I also did just want to quickly mention, because I did mention that we cover 6 counties, and there are different area agencies throughout the state. But the other area agencies on aging within our region include the Detroit Area Agency on Aging 1B, and on the slide you can see the cities that they cover, as well as the Senior Alliance, which kind of serves the rest of Wayne County, aside from the areas that the Detroit Area Agency on Aging covers. So I wanted to be sure to provide that information to you as well. All of the area agencies on aging have the same mission to support older adults and caregivers and adults with disabilities. So my specific role with the Area Agency on Aging 1B is to provide education to older adults, caregivers, and those adults living with disabilities. And we offer caregiver education to support family caregivers that will help to better thrive while caregiving. So I want to next talk a little bit about what we do know about grief, what we discuss in some of those classes, and ways that we can nurture ourselves along the caregiving journey, not to avoid grief, but to better understand it and know how we can take some action. So like I mentioned before, one of our classes that we offer called Powerful Tools for Caregivers helps caregivers to better manage difficult emotions. Those emotions like anger, regret, guilt, grief. We talk a lot about how change is inevitable and how grief can sometimes come and go, and we've talked about that a lot today during our presentations. Even before the death of a loved one, we can feel grief. It's how we deal with those transitions is what's going to help us cope in the long run. So like I mentioned, the grief can come and go, and it can wash over us at very inopportune times. Cynthia shared her experience with that in the grocery store, but even a song on the radio, or just a memory of a family vacation that we took many years ago can all trigger that, that grief again. But the feelings that we have surrounding that grief, they're not good, they're not bad, they're not right or wrong, they're just there. And grief is felt by the loss of something. It can be felt by everyone. It can be felt by everyone involved. It can be felt by a loss of money or a loss of personal time or autonomy and not being able to do things for ourselves. It can be a change in roles. So a child now caring for their parents. Or it can just be a loss of the hopes and dreams that we had for the future. So within our workshops that we offer, we talk about the changes that we go through in our caregiving journeys, such as dealing with the endings or accepting that we have to just let go of the way things were and kind of move forward into a new transition where we give ourselves some downtime and some time to just really feel what's there. That's where we really start to deal with the grief. We have to take care of ourselves and deal with those feelings before we can move forward. And we identify why we feel the way we do and look for the positive in the changes that we're experiencing. And this is also a good point to seek those resources that are in our communities that'll help us to feel more in control with the situation. So by doing things like attending a support group, planning for end of life, talking with professionals about, legal aspects and financial aspects, and just having a plan for what's next can be really helpful. And that's what our organization does to support caregivers. In addition, even hospice care or therapy to be able to experience those rituals and things. These are all things that we can do to help us with death and even beyond. And grief is a constant companion to our caregiving journeys. We have to acknowledge those losses as they occur and plan for end of life so that we can avoid and prevent possible confusion, heartache, legal struggles, again, financial struggles, as those are all associated with grief. So what specifically can we do right now? Well, on our slide here, I have listed our website, which is AAA1B.org. Specifically, I've linked this to our caregiver resources, but you can certainly just go to AAA1B.org and navigate through there. On there, we have a listing of all of our classes and upcoming events and access to all of our different resources, and they're nice and organized, and you can pick the county that you live in specifically to find those resources and what's available right in your community. So I encourage you to check out our website. The other program that I've been mentioning a couple of times is called Powerful Tools for Caregivers, and I've listed the number here to get more information on that and to get registered for an upcoming class. These classes, again, are focused on helping caregivers to cope and practice self-care. They are held at community venues throughout our region, and we've also begun offering those virtually, so you can take a class right from your own home. And they're multi-week classes, so they meet once per week for a total of 6 weeks. And it's built on that evidence-based model where it's been developed and tested and researched, and the classes are taught by people who have walked in your shoes themselves. We also, on our website, have a great list of support groups, and we are always adding to that list. So be sure to continuously monitor our website. There's typically a support group listed in every community in the areas that we serve. Look for respite care programs that will help you to make some more time for yourself. So I've mentioned the adult day programs. We also fund some volunteer caregiver programs where volunteers will come into the home and provide some respite for you in that means. And also find some time to take care of yourself. Do something for you every single day. And our Powerful Tools for Caregivers program really focuses on that, making sure that you do something that you enjoy so that you have that time each day. So whether that's reading or some form of exercise or spending time with a friend, listening to music, prayer, meditation, all of those things are really good for you and will help with the various stages of grief and help you to deal with grief and cope a little bit better. And lastly, to have realistic expectations and to be kind to yourself. I think that's the most important thing that you can do. So making sure that you feel those feelings and you respond to them in a healthy way. So the last slide here just covers a little bit of our contact information. If you are interested in getting in touch with us, you can do that by phone with our 1-800 number. That's 800-852-7795. Or you can visit our website at www.aaa1b.org. And again, there we have all of the information on all of our services. There are plenty of services I didn't touch on today, but I encourage you to check that out, along with the information on our caregiver support groups, our adult daycare, and access to our digital newsletter that's specifically for family caregivers. At this point, is there any questions for me?
Well, we're checking right now. And I apologize, Janine. I think I said Jeannie when I first introduced you. I'm going to blame it on the painkillers.
That is okay.
So, but thank you very much. Excellent presentation. I'm going to turn on everyone else's cameras here, and Sam can take over. Yeah, show the one question for KC. Cynthia, there. Oh, I hope I didn't just turn you off, but we've got everybody there. KC, there was a question that came into my email. I think it's more of a suggestion, maybe a little part of a question, but you're welcome to read it, and if you have any comments.
Practice living in presence, such as taught by Vipassana meditation, will it help speedy recovery in grieving process? Because less and less the past will become relevant. Well, again, there are two ways I can look at it. You know, I don't know much about Vipassana meditation, but a little bit I know. It's like any form of meditation. You try to focus your mind in such a way that you concentrate on items on your, either you concentrate on your breathing in and out, and you don't think about the other things, and you practice this so at will you can meditate. The reality with, at least in my case, being a caregiver, yes, I can meditate, I can meditate for 1 hour a day or something, but 23 hours, I have to be a care partner. I have to be, living in the present. I have to responding to the situations. So my meditation helps, but at the same time, I find when I do creative problem solving, it is my meditation. When I'm trying to figure out how to become, something safe for Sumi. Like other day, I was trying to create, I showed you the ramp between the family room and the foyer. It was good at one time. Now it has become a hazard because she doesn't know how to navigate that, that ramp. So I have to close that ramp, and I had to create a barrier. So I created a swing barrier, and I was trying to find that solution. So when I'm trying to do all those creative problem solving, it is my form of meditation. That's how I look at it. But I'm sure if I have a lot of time and if I can do a formal meditation, that would definitely help me.
Can I go ahead and give a perspective on that question?
Certainly.
Okay. I don't know if there's anything that will speed your grief process up. And I think Janine said so beautifully, we're not trying to avoid or prevent grief. We're trying to allow the grief to unfold at its own natural course. But what I think the meditation does, it gives us a break from our grief. We have to take breaks from it. It can help us recharge, connect, and nurture ourselves, which will help prevent some of the burnout that I think some of you have talked about, help you feel not so overwhelmed, help you feel a little bit more maybe in control of the situation, bring you back to the present. So I think meditation is extremely helpful. It's a wonderful tool. I use it myself, but I'm not sure if it would speed up the process per se. Could you hear me? It looks like I had my volume turned down.
You came through just fine.
Okay, great.
And if anybody has any further questions, feel free to submit them at the moment. We'll stay on the line for a few minutes.
And one thing I would add, like it says the second line, making past irrelevant or something like that. I think the past is relevant.
Okay.
And like we all said that I don't want to forget my past. I want to remember with less pain. That's my goal. Because there were a lot of fond memories I have, had with Sumi, and I don't want to forget those memories, and I want to remember those.
Very, very good point. We have one more question that came in, so we'll bring that up. Just give us a second. Probably should do a little Jeopardy music at the moment. But no, this has been just fascinating, and it's so good. We need to talk about this more, and we don't spend enough time because it is a hard process. And I commend KC for all he does for his wife. He's up for at least my vote on sainthood from that standpoint. And
I don't know. I ain't no saint.
Dean and Cynthia, excellent presentations. They were very, very informative. I will do my best to point out the websites. You're getting there, Sam. You got questions. It's the Department of Redundancy Department. It's okay. I have a very dear friend that's helping me here because I can't sit at my desk. I've got my knee propped up and my dog's between my legs, and I've got a laptop on the other leg, and I'm trying to stay conscious. So I think KC, this one's for you.
Yeah, okay. So this is, it's a very long answer, but I'll try to make it as short as possible. So we decided to have, Sumi taken care of at home, and there are a lot of factors involved. And I thought about it, and I came up with some acronyms. There are 3 C's, in the beginning, and there are a couple of other items. So first C is the commitment. In any relationship, we have commitment, written or unwritten, spoken or unspoken. And sometimes, in marriage institution, it's not, there is a commitment. We take marriage vows. Now there are serious vows. Now, till death do us part. So once you have those commitment, I personally thought I have to live up to those commitments. So that was very important to me. The second C is the capacity. Now, the one bright side of, I look at it, Sumi got at the younger age, at the age 59. So we are a little bit younger. So I'm able to take care of her. If this would have happened to us in our 80s, then, physically, it may not have been possible. And I have to have somebody else step in for her care. So physical well-being was one. Mentally and emotionally, I personally believe that I'm able to take care of her. I'm not overwhelmed. From the beginning, I was able to figure out a solution. The next one is financial. Of course, it costs more money to take care at home, as well as it could take equally, same amount of money to, have it care done outside. But having done care at home, I'm able to provide, one-on-one person-centered care to her. And the third factor in our case is a culture. We have been, used to eating certain types of food, certain aromas in the house when food is getting cooked, certain music. So Sumi is experiencing all those inside the home. If she was in the other people care or outside, I don't know how we would be able to provide all those sensual, experiences to her. And she may not be able to verbally express, but I know that when the food is being, cooked in the house or something, her appetite may open up. So that was one. And then, of course, the caregivers. I was able to find very good caregivers, so I can, provide care at home. And the team, I have a good team of family, friends, Sumi's doctors. So considering all those factors, I'm able to provide care at home. Now, anything could, I'm one step away from disaster. Something happens to me, yes, I cannot provide that care at home, and I'd have to, have somebody else step in. But my goal is to keep her at home as long as I can. I hope it's not a process, but those were my thoughts I went through, why taking care of Sumi at home.
Thank you, Casey. That's very commendable. Checking with my producer. No further questions. Well, then at this point, thank you to our speakers. Outstanding job. And as I think I've mentioned, one of the questions that came in is, where are the videos going to be posted? And what you'll want to do is go to YouTube and search for the NCRO. It's all one word, THE-NCRO, and our channel should come up. Feel free to subscribe. We'd love to have more subscribers, and when you do that, you'll get an email when new things are posted. And they, as I said, given my condition, it may take me a few days to get them posted, but be patient with me. They will be out there, but I will make sure the presentations get to our website master, and they'll be incorporated in the aging section of our NCRO website on ncro.org. So at this point, I'd like to say thank you and wish everyone a safe day.
Dale, can I say one thing?
No.
Yes.
Dale, may I mention one thing?
Sure.
My presentation, I just uploaded on my website, myjourneywithsumi.com. It's in the PDF format. So if anybody wants to look at, at least, it is there.
Thank you, Casey.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks to everyone. And as we said, have a very safe day. And with that, we'll be signing off.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.